Let me tell you a little story, got some news I want to share. Let's discuss the world of politics and ideas we can't compare. Let me give you some perspective on the way things seem to be. Moving forward with our medicines and all technology. That the world is full of stranger things that we can't comprehend. Full of creatures from another world and conspiracies, my friend. Tell me more about the chemicals that are active in our brains. When we feel the thing that we call love with ties and something change. On the
Drag Show. Did it go down?
Yeah.
On the Drag Show. On the Drag Show.
Welcome one, welcome all to another episode of The Drag Show. I am JD Marcel or Jason. Welcome everybody. Of course, to my right is AJ Moreno. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Buenas fucking noches,
sounds like shit, trust me.
my peoples.
Ah, yeah. It's just the headphones.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. All right, all right. And to his right is Jimmy, of course. What's up, Jimmy? What's it? How's it hanging, man? How's it hanging? Oh, yeah.
Is it hanging short and to the left? Or is it wide right? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Would you say that your balls are hanging lower than your dick?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe because just the temperature.
Yeah, yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
A bunch of sweaty ball syndrome right now.
I mean,
Excellent visual, thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel at home already.
That's good.
excellent.
Of course,
Good.
we got hard at work right now. Dre Day all day. What's going on, Dre?
I'm trying to figure out our audio problems. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, yeah. And of course,
Sweet.
we have a special guest today in the house.
Hey.
Izzy! What's up, Izzy?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hey.
Excited to be
Ba,
here.
ba,
Thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you being here.
California horse.
That is right. All kind of horse.
Very excited
All
to
kind
be
of
one
horse.
of them here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Izzy, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's going on in the life of Izzy?
Yes.
Yeah.
man.
I want to know what you got going on.
Super exciting. Not really, guys. But
I beg to differ.
Well, yeah,
All
no,
right,
no,
let-
no,
let-
you-
all right.
I know
Let
you
me
got
let
a
me
lot
get into
going
it.
on.
Let me get into it.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
of
yeah,
all,
get
this
it.
is we're talking about a small business owner right now.
Yes.
This woman runs
Shout
her
out.
own barbershop.
Shout out.
Started, I want to say maybe just over 2 years ago. I know that because I was at the second anniversary. They're heading for number 3 right now.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
what
yeah.
what a wonderful place. Like I actually I frequent this barbershop. It's where I get my swag on.
Yep.
And I love the atmosphere. I love the vibe. I love that everyone's there to take care of you. There's music. There's a pool table. There's a TV. These guys are playing songs all day long. Like if it's your cup of tea, like they cater to it, and I love it. I love
Yeah,
every
they
minute of being
use
there.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like the beautiful part about it.
We have a phone call already.
Already.
Wow. All right.
Hello.
So, yeah.
Tell him what's up.
Caller. What's
Who
your
that
name,
is?
man? Who it is?
Gio. Hey,
What's going on, Gio? What's going on, man? What you up to right now, man?
chilling right now. The one thing is, Nipsey Hussle passed away. He got shot up today.
Oh, shout out to that.
No, all right.
Nipsey Hussle.
Damn.
An
That's a
entrepreneur.
real player, bro.
Shout out.
And
For
the
the
game
West
lost a
Coast,
real
I
player
did for
today.
hip-hop.
All right, this GTA. All right, moment of silence.
He was
This,
coming up again.
damn, that's crazy. His moment of silence. This GTA wasted goes out to Nipsey Hussle. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's pretty whack, dude.
So
Oh, man.
damn.
And that happened
That's
today.
a bummer. That happened today,
That
right?
happened today.
R.I.P. man.
R.I.P. man.
Damn.
Thank you,
In the
Gio.
streets, like in the sun time, it was crazy as a motherfucker.
Oh, that's not
man.
right. Entourage and everything, like with his peeps, or just like they caught him solo. Like, how'd it go down?
Not sure. Dre,
I
you
didn't
have
like
the
read
details
into
on
it,
that?
but it was pretty much that he passed out. He passed away. He was the first one to pass away.
Oh man.
I heard he
crazy.
got shot 6 times, dude, right in front of his clothing store.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
that's
awful.
whack, dude.
Isn't that crazy
That's
how
super
petty
whack.
how petty some people can be? Like when you reach certain levels of stardom, like that shit does not leave you. Like once once you're in that game, like it's like in that game for life, and that shit chases you around everywhere you go, and it doesn't matter what status you get to. Like you still got a marker on your back, and you still got people looking for you. That's wild.
And he gave a lot back to the community.
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? He knew he had a
It
forum.
was crazy
he
because
had
I was gonna see him for
a voice.
15 fucking bucks,
Oh, there go your 15, cuz.
and now like I kind of feel bad because I'm like, fuck, I could have seen him at least.
You know?
Before he owes you a
yeah.
refund then.
Nah,
Damn, that
bro.
sucks, man.
Hey, your 15 bucks just went to the funeral service, my dude.
bro.
Hey, there you go. Yeah,
know,
that's
so
donation right now
There
to
it
the
is.
family right
You've
there,
done
man.
donated.
Nah,
Yep,
you know
yep.
what? You just bought a ticket to a future hologram show.
Boom.
There you go.
Ooh, that'd be
Too
nice.
soon.
Thank you for the call, Gio. We really appreciate you letting us know that bit of news. We appreciate you very much, and
Yeah.
hope that you stay listening to us for the rest of this evening.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I will.
Nah, thank you,
you.
brother. We
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Gio.
Later, Jill.
Cuídate.
All right, take care.
All right, man. Damn, that's crazy,
My brother
man.
right there.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Hey,
That's the
Jim.
homie.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
homie.
Man.
right
Con
there.
el tiro reventón.
Oh, tight. We like that. We like that around
With the
here.
news.
I mean, man, I mean, that's pretty whack. Anytime that you lose somebody in the business like that, it's whack. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
somebody like that was actually coming back in the game, like starting to make a name for himself again, and starting to return into that stardom or that right light. That's kind of messed up that he got stopped mid track. Like, yeah, that's terrible.
It's one of those
Crazy,
people
man.
that you want to see their full potential.
Sure.
Like we've had a few friends passed away. Rest in peace, you know,
Yeah.
Victor
Yeah.
Garibay. We all remember our homie.
Yep.
There's just quite a few homies that sadly have passed away, and we haven't been able to see all of their potential. And I think
Sure.
that's one of the things that calmed our asses down.
Yeah.
You know, to make sure that you go the right track for the people you love, because just like I want to see his full potential, man. He's done so many great things, and they're gonna stay in our memories, and he's gonna stay in our hearts. And want to see things like that. I want to see what I can do, you know.
Yep.
Most
If
def.
what I
Yep.
did,
Most
Most
you know,
def.
and like you said, I opened up the shop 3 years ago. This is gonna be our 3rd-year anniversary.
Shout out.
Shout
And I
out.
shout out to the social club.
To the social club. That's what
That's
I wanted
right.
to point
Social
out.
club.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know, go to the social club. Get your hair done, dude. I went there a little while ago, just because I had an interview. I wanted to look fucking sharp.
Of course,
and
of
of
course.
course, my girl Izzy, she hooked me up, man. Of course, I got the job. So
Hey.
fly as fuck. What's up, man?
A lot of people get their jobs.
Hey, blowjobs.
Oh shit.
I'm just saying, I look fine as fuck when I leave there.
Nah, man.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like, you know, I want to see if what we were able to do now, what can we do later, you know?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
sometimes we chill too much or we're too comfortable, but we got to get out there and see what we can possibly do, you
Fuck
know?
yeah, always
And like
ready.
Nipsey Hussle, like, even though he put himself in the limelight like that, he still helped a lot in his community.
Sure.
And that's something that you got to remember when you're building is where you came from and give to your community, because a lot of people said, why are you bringing the social club to Southgate?
Yeah.
Like, it's barbershop capital of the world. Yeah, we got 29 barbershops on
Dang.
Tweety Boulevard.
And they're
man.
open. And I saw very
Yeah.
recently they're opening one more.
Yes,
I
yes,
saw
yes,
very
yes.
recently one is opening up. It's like, I had seen it. They were still putting it together, hanging their grand opening sign, like, and it's
Crazy.
wild. Like you have
And
to
that's
stay.
blessed, though. you
Yeah,
know?
no, most def, most
The more
def.
the merrier.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know, man. Like personally, when I walked into barbershops, like especially like when I was younger, it was always kind of like for me, you would walk in and it almost like you weren't
was
like,
like
as
a-
a kid, you weren't
like a
really welcome.
procedure.
Like for me, at least in the barbershops that I went to that were close to my house, like I almost felt like I wasn't welcome because they didn't know me. And so
Okay.
when you walk in, you're a stranger.
Yeah.
And at that time, like I would sit in anybody's chair who was available.
Right.
So most of the time, I'm walking out there with a cut that I don't really like.
For
you
sure.
know.
Yeah.
So the experience never really lent to me something that I wanted to do or that I wanted to be there for. You know, but shops like Izzy's, like where you come in and everybody's trying to take care of you. They're into you. They're trying to make you feel good about yourself
Yep,
at
yep.
every step. Like that's game changing. It makes you want to come into a place like that every week
Yeah.
and make sure to take care of yourself, or every other week, however often you take care of that.
You know what I thoroughly enjoyed about the social club is the hot towel treatment thing.
Mm.
Oh boy,
You
Yeah?
never, you creamed in your pants?
dude.
Yeah.
I would've.
If you are into it,
Yeah.
If you are not into it, get into it because that
All right.
makes you feel. It just makes you feel
TLC,
good.
man. You
Yeah.
You gotta take care of yourself.
Hot towel
Exactly.
treatment.
Exactly.
All right.
And that
Fellas
helps you
too.
physically, mentally, man.
Yeah,
You leave
man.
out of there like after a day
You get
stress, man.
pampered. You get
Yeah.
pampered, and then you I mean,
chakras
you feel
align, huh?
good. You look good. I mean, it's everything, man.
You know what I also really liked about the social club is that there is a sense of history as well.
Oh,
within
good
shop.
point. Good point.
There is a
Excellent
sense of
point.
history because there used to be Cafe Kashmir.
Absolutely.
Shout out.
That was the spot that we would go to. As
That was our
kids.
local
That's good.
hang-up.
Yeah, and so going back in and seeing that specific spot is thriving.
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
its
It's
thing.
transformed.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Transformed.
I mean, you also do art collectives too. You do like an
Yeah,
art
yeah.
show. She does a bunch of exhibitions. She has artists there to have play music in the back lot. There's like a back lot that looks awesome too.
And that's feeding
Yeah.
off of our history too. Like that is the reason we picked that location. Somebody that helped me out a lot was Danny Guerrero.
Shout out.
Shout out to Panda, from
Shout out.
Bonthread.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh,
Day
check
one
it out.
right there.
So he
And
sold
we met our
a
shout
beat.
out quota, man. We can't give any more shout
Ah,
outs.
shout out the
We're gonna
world.
start paying for them.
You start paying for
Am I
those
gonna have to
shout-outs,
fucking
guys.
reverse shout out again? God
Yeah.
damn it!
Too many shout outs.
So check it out. He sold the beat to Nipsey Hussle.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
yes.
Shout out to that.
666.
Yeah,
That's money.
666 right
shout out to that one,
Trip.
man. That's
Damn.
so
Yeah,
fucking
And I'm
cool.
gonna have to search for that.
It's
And I'm gonna have to
crazy,
keep that one on
man.
lockdown. 666.
It sucks because
Yeah.
Nipsey did so much for this neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure.
Not this
dude.
neighborhood, but
Well, in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
POCs. Shout out.
Nobody's doing for anything for this neighborhood. Matter of fact, the mayor stole from this neighborhood. They ain't right back for you.
Yeah, I remember.
Ah,
Wah,
bitch
wah,
ass.
That was a part of the
Bitch-ass
reason,
mayor.
that we picked that location because it's so rich in culture. Everybody that walks in feels it. Like the Allen Theater is right next door. We
Most
all
def.
grew up there too, watching a lot of people that come back to our shop with that feeling of nostalgia and be like, and they'll tell us their story like, damn, when I was younger, I used to come to shows here, and I'm like,
Yup.
what?
Yeah,
What's up?
that's
What band were you
crazy.
in? And
Yeah.
So we get a lot of people that come back and just for the nostalgic feel, and
Yeah.
they say they still feel like it is, and that's why I want to bring a platform, and that's why it's called the Social Club.
Yeah.
Because it's a platform for all artists,
True.
A barber's an artist. Barbers paint, draw. They're in bands. They're musicians.
Sure.
They're rappers. They're tattoo artists. So and all of our friends. You guys are. We have so many talented friends.
Yeah, I did
True.
your
You know what I
branding.
mean?
I
Yeah.
branded the social
Yeah,
club.
thank
That's
you.
right.
Yeah, shout
That's
out.
Yeah,
that's
guys.
Jimmy's logo right
Yeah.
there
Shout
for
out,
anybody
man.
that can't see it. He did the branding over here.
Yeah.
So-
Check it
Yeah,
out,
most
guys.
def.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he does all of our graphics and everything, and that's the great thing that in the social club, everybody has done something to the social club and has helped the social club. So it's never felt like it's just mine,
Oh,
And
that's
from
nice.
the day one, everybody came in. Like, come on, Angel, you would come in. It would be like after work or middle of the night. All the windows were tinted and everything, and boarded up, and he would knock, and him and. All right, you and Ivan would come in with your little holsters and their hammers. They're like, you need help, Everybody would just show up to
That's
help
true.
out. And
I did
cool,
do that.
man.
it's
Yep,
something
yep.
grateful that I am that they didn't have to. It was after work. They're tired,
Yep.
But they were like, let's go check and see how they're doing and see if they're doing good.
Hell yeah.
Every inch of the barbershop was rebuilt with all of our friends. So
Nice.
shout out to all of my friends, Can't Stop, Won't Stop too.
Hey.
Everybody
Shout
in
out,
Southgate,
Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Southgate, Linwood homies, So
sure.
I'm very grateful, and all the homies put in a little bit of grain. So that's why we never knew what we were gonna call it, but we just kidding. It's social. It's the social club.
Oh, so that's
and
how
then
it
when
came
we're
about.
trying to figure it out, we're like, I don't know. I just want it to be a
That's
platform
it.
for all of us to be comfortable to come in. Because I've gone to a lot of other shops where I didn't feel comfortable, or my friends didn't feel comfortable,
Sure.
or we feel a little weird,
Yep.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Stand
we're
out.
a little different,
Uh-huh.
So it's that kind of thing of like, I wanted to make sure that all my friends felt comfortable going there.
That's
And
tight.
if we all put a little grain of rice and everybody helped out, everybody feels comfortable like it's their home coming there. So
Nice.
it's something that we want to keep everybody together,
Super cool, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's why we do the art shows.
Look
And
cool.
you guys are more
Wait.
than welcome to come.
Tell us a little bit
know?
about those art shows. What's going on there?
So we're building up because we've been doing art shows, and with these art shows we call it art collectives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we have so many friends in a broad form of talent, which is not just physical, but a lot of them paint. And a lot of them are artists, tattoo artists, flocorico dancers like Leovi. Shout out to
Shout out.
Leovi.
Hey.
So we have all forms of art.
Yeah.
So bring everybody together, and I love it because we don't have nowhere to go.
true.
Where do you guys go see all your homies? Separately in different venues that are far as shit, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like,
true.
why do we gotta go to Silver Lake or Hollywood, to go see our own friends? Why not just come somewhere in Southgate where we already used to recruit?
Yeah,
You know?
that's true. That's true.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like going back to the source, right? Like coming back home and just promoting the culture around where you grew up, where where your talents cultivated. Going back and being able to do that, I think that's awesome. Super cool. Le cool, man.
And
cool.
Another thing that I noticed, getting my hair cut there, good things take time. And
for sure.
I noticed that, the barbers are very careful with what they're doing. The machine that they use a high level of professionalism. And, all of them, I would say, once they start working on you, they're very, very careful. It's like, it's their art. It's their art, being, making somebody.
Condoms?
Yeah, and bringing condoms. But making somebody's hair look good
raw.
is definitely definitely not easy to do, and they make it look easy.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
They make it look really easy.
And I mean, and it doesn't matter what your face looks like; they're still gonna make you look awesome. Like even if
I mean, look at me.
if you got that grill, like.
As long as you got the confidence, you get all the girls.
Hey, trip. Though, no. Here's the crazy part about it, because I was looking up into barbers and kind of the history of and things like that. So I did a little bit of research. All right, just a little bit of research, and I got a couple facts, right? Just a couple facts. And so essentially, the word barber actually came from the Latin word barba.
Okay.
Meaning beard. And that's actually where it started, where people would just trim their beards. And it was kind of a sign of wealth, because only certain people could afford to get it trimmed.
Trim the beard.
That's
yeah. Actually, the trippy part about it is that it was actually also part of the job, and back in the Ice Age, what they would do is that they would cut their beards with clamshells.
With clamshells?
They would cut their beards with clamshells.
So they would sharpen up the clamshells and then...
There's actually fossils.
Positive. So they would cut their hair with clamshells. And the crazy thing about it is that you would think that in the Ice Age, right, it would be beneficial to have a beard and be just like you, right? Trip. It actually holds moisture.
All right.
And in freezing temperatures, you would literally freeze your fucking face off. Yeah, and it was a cause of death. So
Not if you're a man.
So you would cut it down to stay baby smooth, so that the moisture doesn't stay on your face and freeze your face.
Damn.
That's a trip, right? It's
Yeah,
an occupational
seriously.
hazard. That's a trip. I
And
would have
now
never
I
thought
know,
that.
Like, if I ever move to Alaska and I have the fucking bad by growing,
You're doing it wrong.
Down,
Just don't let anybody come on your beard.
Man,
So
that's hard.
Hey.
Dude. That's
It's hard to not get it.
no deal.
No deal.
No deal.
No deal.
Dre's out.
Dre's out. No
Dre's
coming in.
out.
How dare you convince them?
Hey
to do
Dre,
that?
just swallow, bro.
Bro, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I don't want to not let it happen.
Shit, man. I want my options too. Hell yeah.
I can already see Dre with like a really sharp beard,
Just
because he just combed out.
icicles.
Yeah, he just combed out all the cum.
Cumsicles.
Hey,
Yeah,
Dre,
just
we're-
straight pico. I like it.
What's
Like
a good weapon?
some
That
static
beard
X,
gel.
static X shit. He's just gonna be pulled from both sides.
Oh, shout out. That guy's
I
dead
call
too.
that the Beetlejuice.
that-
The Beetlejuice? Yeah, that guy's dead too. The lead singer from Static X is dead too. Shout out to that guy.
Shout out.
There's another fact.
There it is. There it is.
Fact, fucking
Yeah.
sad fact. Jesus.
All right. Last two things. First of all, being a barber is one of the oldest professions. One of the oldest, right? And the crazy thing about it too is that barbers actually used to be holy men.
No
Holy
shit.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
'cause there was only a certain amount.
Another
It was in ancient Egypt that you would see these people kind of at these services, but it was always like a priest. And so those guys were the guys that were cutting the hair and like primping, higher levels of or higher echelon people. Like they didn't just do it with the common folk, so to speak.
Yeah. So what they would do is hair is considered evil, right?
All
at
right.
this time.
Really?
So what the priests they were part of the hierarchy, and because they were meant to shave the priest every 3 days, so that the priest can enter these temples to be considered clean and holy.
Completely
So
hairless.
every 3
Balls and all.
days, the priest, I'm
The
sure
priest or the-
everything, spread cheeks and everything. I'm sure.
Are we talking about the priest or the priest's assistant?
No. There is we are actually, there's the two oldest professions. And we're only second to prostitution, you know?
Hey, shout out.
How did I
Shout
know
out,
that?
shout
How
out.
did I know that?
Prostitution or priest assistant?
I like that.
Yeah, you're right. There was a lot of back in the day. It was considered something of a of the Holy Family, something that they would have. It wasn't something for commoners to have.
Yeah, for sure, dude. So Trip, so like you see it like now, right? And I still consider it kind of the same thing. It's still kind of like a social status that you achieve because there's certain people out there. I mean, you can attest to it. They probably come see you every week on schedule every week.
For sure.
And then there's some people who don't frequent as often and probably come by every 6 weeks, maybe every 2 months. Like that's just how often I go get it cut, right? But there's some people who've got the cheddar and they stay fly and they stay fresh.
We got people come in
365
twice a week. I was about to say that.
Man,
back in high school, there was a handful. Like it wasn't one guy or two guys. It was a grip of dudes that were going twice a week. But that was back in the days. Obviously, back in the days when there were $4 now it's
we come a long way since then.
Inflation, man.
But it was 2 times a week
for real.
Legit.
Yeah.
And they would just like barely
keep
do
it crisp.
anything.
Yep.
But there's a lot of men in the business industry that have to keep that image.
Absolutely.
So the image does
Agreed.
matter a lot.
Yes.
No matter what you guys think, and
yeah,
image
for sure.
really does
People
matter.
who are funny
Absolutely.
like me and I don't
Absolutely.
shave at all and I just use my personality
Bam.
and get nowhere. And get nowhere.
And get all kinds of doors shut in my face.
Fucking nothing.
Well, just be an artist, and you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Hey, but what I was gonna say is about back in the old days is another thing that tripped me out is a toothbrush. Toothbrush was a fad, bro. People were like,
was a
"What are you
fad?
doing?" Toothbrush. I'm brushing my teeth. What do you mean you're brushing your teeth?
Man,
yeah, I don't know why, but when I do this,
crazy
my
asshole
teeth feel
brushing
better.
your
Like
teeth.
my mouth feels better. And they're like,
Yeah.
"You're full of shit. That's witchcraft." It was a fad, bro.
Get him! He's a witch.
It eventually caught on. It became like a
Crazy.
hygiene.
That's kind of
Take them down, brother Archimedes.
Another one.
No, but it's true. You do have to, keep your image, man. Especially, going. Like I said, I went to go because I had a job interview.
All right.
And I was looking good. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It does
Izzy.
give you
know what?
confidence.
The barbershop is
Surprise,
a lot
motherfucker.
about its atmosphere too, and it has its own, not just the atmosphere, but it has its own, it's its own little world. Like we always say, barbershop talk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
sure.
We really do have
That's true.
barbershop talk. You know, what says in the barbershop stays in the barbershop, and there's a closeness that you have with your barber.
Okay.
And
Like we were
Facts.
taught, like how close can somebody actually get to your face? Only your girl and your barber.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
my
you would
dog.
like another dude right there. Like, what's up?
You
I
know
don't
what
know.
though?
Like pushing
Like,
your-
I'm not gonna lie. There are
I don't know.
times,
Maybe I do.
I mean,
Maybe I would.
There are times though,
Or just-
like I'm sitting down, and obviously, you have the what is it called?
The drape.
the smock.
Yeah, the
or
drape,
Yeah.
over, and I have my arms on the armrest,
Uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden, like the
You
barber
get a
gets a
boner?
little close, but it's like his junk, and I'm like, I gotta move my head.
Oh, yeah. He just put his dick on you?
Welcome, guys. One less thing you gotta worry about.
Yeah.
And then I have to
No
fight
junk on your elbow.
to fight the urge.
Works out in the drape.
Why is he hard?
But let me ask you something.
Does the apron just start going up like slowly?
Let me ask you something though. Your business thriving, as I said, awesome. How did you come up with, or why did you decide to open up your own business in the first place? And how and why become a barber, or why with hair? What got you interested in the field?
It's crazy because I feel like it's an industry that I try to run away from because my mom has been doing that for 30. She's been a cosmetology instructor for 32 years.
Trip.
So it's something that I grew up. Yeah, my mom's great, man.
Shout
One
out.
of the strongest women I know.
Trabajadoras.
Intelligent women.
Luchadoras.
And she always did that, and I really would always look up to her because she would always do shows and platform artists. And this is before social media. So that means she built from the ground up. That means
Crazy.
that all these people that knew her name were because they met her in person and they learned something from her.
Like word of mouth.
You know
hey,
what I
this
mean?
person's good
It
at
doesn't
this.
matter how many likes you had and how many people follow you. Like, my mom still has no social media. Actually, she tried to get Snapchat and I was like, blocked.
Oh.
What you doing over here?
You don't want to see what I'm doing,
WhatsApp.
Nama.
Mira lo que me mandaron, mija.
Hey,
Mira,
she's gonna watch this video. Hi, Ma.
ándale, ya sé qué estás haciendo, pendeja.
¿Qué es esto de premium, mija?
Shout out to my mom.
My mom.
And So I grew up in that. So that's how I started doing hair, and I started doing all the homies' hairs. And you know, all the homies are in bands. You know.
Yeah,
so
we gotta look good.
That's how I started fucking hair up. You know, all the homies went from metal hair to punk to scene. You know, to hardcore to beat down. So then, when all the homies went to beat down, everybody wanted a fade and a taper, you know. So I had to learn from shears to fades, and that's where I said, "Hey, mom, what's up? I need a fade," you know. Everybody was pushing me. The one that pushed me the most was Chris and who else? Chris and George and Lionel. Lionel was like, I need a taper.
Damn,
I was like, I don't like that. You know, I'm like, I like the let me give you a nice razor cut, looking like an anime ass scene guy. You know, you'll tear the mosh up. So that's how I first learned my first haircut. My first buzz was everybody wanted those beat down cuts. So from there on, I went to college and I did the whole college thing. You know, I was there 5 years. I've always been into school. Shout out to ELAC. What's up? So I did the whole school thing. I've always been a straight A student, so I stuck to my books. They told me that was my job, and I did the best I could do.
Nice.
But the recession hit, and it became really hard for us to pay for school. And I said, you know what? Everybody started telling me, like, why don't you just keep cutting and make money with that to go to school? And I said, well, I need a license. So I looked up into school, and out of a sudden, a school was opening up, and I started getting calls from all kinds of homies like, hey, there's a barber school opening up. After the 7th person, I said, what the hell? I got to go check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
My mom came into she didn't even park. She honked. She's like, vente. And I was like, what? She's like, vente, hay una escuela. And I was like, what? I jumped in the car. We went straight over there, and I signed up.
Hey, that's nice.
The rest is history.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You know, and the plan was to get my license, and with that, work all low key, not gonna lie, all low key to be able, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I was gonna go back into college and pay with that.
Let me just interrupt when we were talking about low key haircuts. I just want to say that one of the first haircuts that I ever got from Izzy was actually in her garage.
Nice.
I came through to the pad. She busted the garage open, had a chair there. She just she just whipped it out real quick while I came through, and that's where I got my done up for the first time. She whipped it out.
Play the porno music. She said he whipped it out. Play the porno music.
She whipped it out. Shears all up in my face.
Hell yeah.
Just all kinds.
Take those scissors, J-Joe. Take those scissors.
I just like doing one point. She said that barber talk, what stays in the barber. Now if you're LeBron James, that shit's all over HBO.
Hey, we weren't in the shop, bro. We were in the driveway. So, you know what I mean? Like, I say whatever I want. Like.
And that's a shout out, man. Yeah, true. All the homies that were in the garage. I got molded. That's where I got started in the garage. Thanks to my pops, he built a little station for me.
Hey,
so in the beginning, I didn't even have a mirror. You know, everybody was checking themselves in like the window of my mom's room, or like
or their phone,
or their
phone. Selfie mode.
Nah, there were still flip phones. So
damn. Just on the reflection with the phone off.
The old car right there, they would check their
with the light,
the rear view and stuff. So that's where I came up and. You know what? Things just got better, and I didn't know I could be like as good as I got, I guess.
Sure.
And I just got used to, you know, you never know what's your potential because you're just used to something, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And after I got really focused on it, I just got a lot of opportunities, and they started asking me for showcases, started entering competitions, and I started doing classes. They started asking me for demos. I started going places to show, and I was like, but I don't have a license yet. Dang. And they're like, don't tell nobody.
Keep that shit to yourself.
So that was a great feeling to know that I could reach that potential without having my license.
Absolutely.
You know? So once I got my license, it was just like, you know what, I'm gonna let it roll, because I was thinking I couldn't take those take those chances because I was going to go back to school.
Yeah.
And my mom said, well, if these opportunities are coming to you, they're for a reason. She's like, just roll with the opportunities. And they just got better and better and better, and you know, and
let me ask you this question, because I saw something recently. You were talking about licenses, and I saw something very recently that was kind of threw me off. So apparently, like, you need that barber's license to be able to quote unquote practice, right? Like to be able to cut hair, right? So I saw something where there's an industry right now in braiding, where technically speaking, I mean, there are no schools for that at the moment, and these people are mostly self-taught. Now, most of this stuff gets done like at home, like somebody will come over, they'll get their hair braided and things like that. But a lot of these people don't want all this stuff going on at their house, so then they started putting up brick and mortar establishments. They started opening shops, and it's just braiding. Like, that's what they do.
Specifically
just braiding.
Yeah.
And what they're saying is that they're making them go get a cosmetology degree, even though in cosmetology there isn't a section or area or criteria where they can teach braiding. It doesn't exist.
But it's kind of like in the fundamentals. You gotta get the basics, and
so that's what I was looking at. I was tripping out on that because there's so many people out there that are just doing braiding all day, every day. It's just what they do.
How about weaves?
That's what I'm talking about, though. Like you're getting that stuff put into your hair, like all of that, and there's no technical training. It's just somebody who's really good at it, and everybody that walks away from there. No, I don't think that there's ever been really, I don't know, too many complaints or anything like that.
Well, here's the thing about it. There's a lot of talk about it right now in the industry because some people want to take away licenses, some people want to establish new certifications or new licenses. And what I see is, you're right. School should be for something for the basic when it has to be with safety and anatomy, which I believe because I was a senior instructor for 2 years at the Tweedy School. So the same school I went to, I was able to teach there as well.
Oh, super.
So I love that. Nice. Shout out to all my students as well. They're all doing great.
Excellent.
So thankful for that. And because of that, I do appreciate not just the art of what we do, but going into school for it. Because I thought I knew how to cut, but as soon as I went to school, it wasn't the cutting that I was learning. You know, it was, they were like, you already know how to cut. They wouldn't pay attention to me, you know? But it's that kind of thing, like you got to learn there's so many skin disorders, skin diseases, infections that could happen. And braiding is a beautiful thing. I love to do braiding. I shout out to the homegirls that do braiding. And some of these homegirls don't have cosmetology licenses. But there you do got to learn about skin because, like you said, some people wear artificial hair or weaves, which are weaves or wigs, and mold can come out of it. Inflation can come into your skin.
Oh, shit. Keep it clean, girls.
You can get fungus. So I think that no matter what, you should get some kind of training for it.
Right.
And it's not the art of the braiding because you could learn beautiful braiding, but I think it's taking care of people's skin once they become their client.
So
because you see
just
them
like
so
the different products that you use when you're doing that type of job, right?
Or how you wash your hair, or just in general, some people come already with problems in their hair, or if they pull their hair too much, they start balding. So there's a lot of things that people don't see that is just on the exterior, you know.
Interesting.
So I'm one of those people that I want to keep the license, you know, because I appreciate all the information that we got to have at school, because as soon as you work with somebody that didn't go to school, you're watching all the problems that could substantially come. Like it's when they've been in situations where somebody may have gotten ringworm and you knew that if they would have taken extra steps, a situation wouldn't happen like that. Now they're shitting bricks because they could sue. You know what I mean? Or somebody cutting somebody with a blade that was already open, or, you know, situations where it's like, if you would have had a proper training, some things wouldn't happen. And it could not happen to you, but what if it does?
Yeah, no, there's always that what if chance. That's true. That's very true. We go through that. We go through that stuff with safety training at our facility all the time. Always prepare for the worst case scenario. We could be doing absolutely everything right, and something still might happen. And if we don't have all our ducks in a row, and we don't have all of our safety plans mapped out, if we don't have a signature from every single person that attended safety training that day, there's a problem when OSHA comes knocking at our door. So I absolutely agree that you just need to have all that stuff set up and lined up for yourself.
We deal with sharp objects, so we have bloodborne pathogens. So we got to take care of ourselves and our clients. Something we might give to the rest of our clients. How many people we see a day? You know, so that's another thing we ask people: don't come when you're sick. We try not to come in when we're sick. Because
that shit sounds
like you, Jason. Week, you know?
That shit sounds complicated. I'm just gonna fucking commit crimes and be an Uber driver.
These fuckers hate me because I came into the show sick and I got all of these motherfuckers sick.
Yeah, that's whack. Stay home.
Guy. Jesus. Suffer. That counts as an STI, dog.
Yeah.
I can't have that.
Nah, bro.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're not. No, you're fucking not.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh, man.
That's hot.
I was, speaking of the social club, I did hear a few stories.
I mean, because that place has been there for a minute.
It's like been there for a while. It has a lot of history.
Yeah,
it has a lot of history. So I did, and I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, I did hear. Okay. Show's over. Sorry, guys. No, I did hear a few stories after hours about the social club. Motherfucker. Can you elaborate on that for everybody and for myself as well?
Yeah, you know what? These are fun, man. Because recently I got even more information, so I don't know if it made it worse or better. But so when we were like in 7th grade, right? Everybody would walk it through the alley right on Tweety. There wasn't as many crackheads. We were a little safer.
Back then.
But we would walk it through there, and we would pass by this alley and behind the Allen Theater. So this was when we were in 7th grade. And one time there was caution tape all over the place. So there was a murder.
Oh.
So we heard a couple crazy stories about how it was the sons killed the parents because they wouldn't let them do what they wanted, right? So this whole time growing up, we would go through the alley and then we would push each other into the door, or we would like scare each other into like, you go knock, right? So once I moved into the barbershop and I would close by myself, yo de por sí soy miedosa, you know?
Ay, qué oscuro.
Me da miedo. So then I would leave, and at the gate, our back gate parking lot is like right next to this building. So it's a back house of a house. And Victor Garibay actually got to skate down that crazy ass roof. It's insane. There's pictures, so dope. So it is a crazy steep house, which is really weird. And there's this parking lot where a lot of people kick it, do their drugs or whatever they do, you know, in that parking lot, which is right by the bar that's right next door.
Total side note, that used to be the meeting place for me and all my friends when it was cafe.
That's
where we would meet up.
Yeah,
when I was doing crack so hard.
That's funny. I used to go play Dungeons and Dragons there.
Would you do crack?
No.
Oh,
I'm not a maniac.
I don't want to hear about
it. No fun.
Go ahead.
So that's a place where a lot of people go. I mean, no, my mom's not hearing. That's the first place where I ever got drunk too, the back of the alley.
¿Oíste, mam?
No es cierto,
Tú no oíste
no
nada más.
No
Tú no oíste nada más.
Ándale,
Es
vas
for
a
the
ver,
likes.
vas a ver.
Cabrona, cuando llegues a la casa.
Bitch, she's thirsty. Please grab a Sprite.
So so when I was coming out, I would always look at that window and it was closed, right? Everything was closed, and it looked like nobody's been there since then. I heard they never rented out again, and you could tell because the garage doors that kind of sealed in where it got painted over 1,000 times, that isn't coming out, no way. So it always looked empty. So every day I would close the gate, run and close it, and be like, oh shit, run in the car, and I'm safe. All right, let's go home, right? Every night. Like into a year and a half of it, me running to my car, I was feeling already better. Like, all right, cool, you know.
A little more
I
comfortable.
think it's all right, you know. Sometimes I hear things in the shop and I run back out, you know. I feel like it says bye to me every night. So now I just say good night, I love you, you know? Like, bye, mama. And so now I feel like it's cool with me. But and I close the door real quick. But this one time I came out and I was like, all right, looking at it, but I didn't take care of it too much. And then I went and I pulled the gate and I closed it. And I was struggling to close it. I look up and the light turns on. I booked it out through there. I couldn't close the gate. I called my dad and I said, Dad, the window, it was on. It was open. The window was open. The light was on. I was like, I couldn't close the gate. He was just laughing at me. He came back and helped me close it. And the light was off when we came back. And I was like, I swear it was on. I swear it was on.
Dude.
So, so it happened a few times, you know. And we're tripping out until one day we heard paisa music. And we're like, this ghost is cracking.
And a bottle of Bucana. And you just
turns out somebody moved in, you know.
You probably smell the coke, right?
Oh shit!
Como huele?
Oh man. I just like the way it smells.
Yeah, so we always had those stories, and then it turns out one of our clients ended up being the paisa that moved in. So he told us his version of the story, you know. So the version kept elaborating. So he told us that it was a dude that was there that was also sadly into drugs, and that he had beef with somebody else or somebody that was on drugs as well jumped over. Oh, that's what he told us. He just told us it was a neighbor guy, and that a guy that was on drugs, he just said a crackhead jumped on that roof. And like I told you guys, it's a crazy ass roof on a crazy ass angle. And he said that he just jumped over and he leaned over and jumped in through the little window that you could see from our shop, which is very small, so it had to be a slender man and very lanky because it's a little far from the roof. So that he jumped in and he stabbed the dude 68 times.
Son of a bitch.
And I was like, so it wasn't the parrots? Years later, like,
surprise, motherfucker.
I was scared the whole time.
Damn, that fool was dead. Dude.
Yeah, but recently this week, it even got even better. Well, I'm sorry, not better.
Let's not say better, right? Like, it's like real spit though. Like, how the fuck you stab a dude 68 times? Like, how many times do you think you stabbed him before he died? Yeah. And then you just kept on hacking at me.
But what if you stabbed him 42 times and he's still alive? You just want to make sure, bro. Like after 59,
you have to make sure the job is done.
At what point does it go from being a crime of passion to just like, oh,
I mean, dude, what are you fucking stabbing his toe? Like, where did you cut him? Like, if you wanted to kill him, you go for the throat or the heart, like quick. But what are you doing over here?
It must have been
stabbing his hands, like.
Damn. That's the thing that we wondered, you know. It must have been like maybe he got his Sancho or some shit.
Must have been. Or maybe that fool played Paisa music too. I don't know. That fool got mad.
So with barbershop talk, man. I had somebody sit on my chair this past Friday and tell me another story about it. Crazy. And he actually is, I guess, a closer person to speak of. He actually, his sister was actually with him. That was his girlfriend, the guy that was in that place. So sadly, that is a sadder story now, like knowing that was his, you know, his sister was his girlfriend. That guy's and so trip out, you know. So that was really sad to know, and I was like, that's fucked up. She was with him. She was always with him, and it just so happened she wasn't with him at that moment, that night. Yeah. So, you know, and it turns out he just owed a little bit of money, and, you know, it was true. Somebody that does drugs came in, had to do the work, but they said that they hog-tied him and they slashed his throat. And they did do it 68 times.
Fucking shit.
That was some Santeria shit right there.
That's that's fucking
sad. Yeah.
I'll just trip out though, because it's like you straight killed the dude. Now you're not getting money. Like, you're not gonna get that money now.
I mean, you might.
You did this crime, like, and where though? Like,
I mean, you might.
I'm just saying, like,
not with that attitude.
I mean, you could have hog-tied the brother and still stole the shit. You might have broken a kneecap, maybe. You know what I mean? But you just like, you had to kill him. 68 times. How much crack did they have to give that other dude for him to kill him 68 times? But like, look, if you fucking stab him any less than 60,
I'm not saying I was there.
I'm not giving you that rock, I promise.
I'm not saying I was there. I'm just saying 2 rocks.
Damn. 2 rocks.
Fucking Dre. God damn it.
Dre, I didn't say that.
Get lost, dude.
Hey,
that's awful.
But it's just crazy how it's been like a 20-year thing of seeing this story evolve.
Sure.
It's a legend.
Yeah.
But you get a little piece of it from somebody else who's a little bit more involved and a little more detail from it. Yeah. And it's amazing. Like, it amazes me that through, you know, that social network that you have, like, that you've cultivated there, like, people continue to come and bring you their stories. And I mean, I bet you get to learn a lot about this city, and it's and it's up and coming, and its whereabouts and where it's going and what it's doing, like, and it all depends on who sits in the chair. Like, that's cool, man. That's a fucking brand new story every day. I talk a lot, like, outside of here. Like, I talk a fucking lot, right? Like, I'm I used to be a bartender, and so that was like my bread and butter. Like, I would make sure that the people in front of me had a great fucking time. Mind you, if they didn't want to be talked to, there's some people that I'm sure you can attest to it, Izzy. There's some people that walk in there, they don't want to be talked to. They just want their fucking haircut and they just want to peace out.
You gotta read people.
You absolutely do. And so, you know, in that bartending life, it was the same thing. There's people who came in and they just wanted to be with the person they were with, or if they were by themselves, don't leave me alone. I'm just gonna drink my beer. Like, that's it. And that's what you give them. You give them their space, you give them their beer and whatever, and like, come check on them every once in a while. But for anybody that did want to entertain, that did want that conversation, I was all over it, bro. So it was interesting to watch people from different parts or different aspects of life show up and hear their stories about why they're here today, why they're around tonight. Like, you pilots and shit like that, like all kinds of people visiting randomly. Like, it was so cool to just get to know a lot of people that you might not. You might in the bartending game, like, you might not see these folk like again. Ever again. This like 20 minutes we got right now, like, that's it. Like, see you later.
But it's the connection.
I know that's something you're saying, that you never know who's gonna sit in your chair, man. I've made some crazy individuals, some in a good way, amazing, and I love when somebody sits in my chair. And you know what? I've had some clients that were literally just a one-time client. A lot of these clients find us from the internet, so I get a lot of out-of-state clients. Thankfully, great. Like it's awesome. Like I never know who's gonna sit in my chair. But I love being able to just jump online and seeing my appointments. Awesome. You never know who their client's gonna be.
And what app is that they use
We're
for that?
We're on the Cut app. Check us out, the Cut app, guys, and the Social Club.
Yeah, see, I mean, Izzy likes it when people sit in her chair, and I just like it when people sit on my face.
Hey, that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to be rude.
I know, I saw you. We're here though.
I'm glad you said it. I just kept bugging me. I was itching my mouth.
Thinking it.
That's why I had to do it for you.
All right, thank you.
Most of.
I love you.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Dre loves me.
Sit on my face. Sit on my face.
That's right. Also, sit on my face.
I shaved you a C.
I shaved you. She's probably. Never mind.
Very large penis.
I'm not gonna say it.
And that's a great thing, you know. You never know who's gonna sit in your chair. Like you said, it makes the world a smaller place. But there's been some individuals that I'll never forget that tell me things, or tell you their life experience. There's something about sitting in a barber chair that some people feel vulnerable by sitting there, or some people feel very open in a good vulnerable way.
Absolutely.
Like, I've had people I've had people like I said not one word and they've told me their problem or what's bugging them, and it was just good enough for them, I'm just there to listen. Pero si quieren que alguien que platique, yo hablo un chingo, so but it's great to be able to feel like I can be that person for them to talk about it,
Yeah.
And it's great. I love that feeling of like you said, like we said, you don't know who else could be that close to you physically, your face. It's really uncomfortable to have people, but also in that space of what people talk about, man. Because I've had clients sit there and be like, literally like try to keep composure, and then we're talking and everything, and then be like, I actually just walked in on my wife cheating. I'm just trying to get a haircut and feel better right now and think about what's my next step. If I show up back to the house, or should I leave, or and you're like, what do I tell him, or how can I give him the best advice? I can't be like, fuck her, leave her,
shoot him,
because you don't know the situation.
You're gonna be accessory to a crime.
So to me, it's like I would just hear them out, and it's that kind of thing. Like it's really hard sometimes to be there for people, but that's something that was from back in the day that you said it was very spiritual. It is very believed that when you take off hair, you take off a lot of negativity. So we as barbers, Barber Lives Matter.
Shout out.
We gotta be in good mood too, because it radiates to you and it frequency to you, and you could feel my vibe. And if I'm not in the best situation or in the best mood, you could feel it. Vibe. So we leave everything at the door, and that's what we expect our clients to leave their emotions at the door and enjoy themselves and let go. You know what I mean? So when we say leave your wives at home, it's not because we just sucios in the shop. It's really something like, give your man that hour of the week
just
to
decompress,
relax.
Get that hot towel on your face.
Definitely, that's a good experience.
So definitely. Check it out. Like I've always dreamed of, and I've shared this with Heather, my significant other.
Shout out.
I've always wanted to have that moment where I take my son to the barbershop, for the first time, and get his hair cut and whatnot. Like I just feel like that's gonna be such a iconic moment for me, especially knowing somebody in the business, and I hope that one day Izzy still has that shop so that I can do that with. But I gotta be honest with you, I took my daughter there a couple weeks ago just to go get a little trim, and I brought her into that so-called Lion's Den, right? Like I brought her in there to the social club, in a men's barbershop, and I gotta be honest with you, man, like they took care of us so well. Like everybody there was like very nice, interacted with my boo, you know what I mean, with my baby girl, and just made her feel so welcome and special, and she was feeling herself, feeling real cute when she left there, and it was an absolutely amazing experience. I never really did think ever of that moment of being with my daughter in a barbershop. I never thought it. I never imagined it. I never pictured it. And when it happened, it was a beautiful thing, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Hey. Thank you guys for coming over. I love taking care of her.
No, yeah. And definitely, like I said, definitely a good experience when you go to the social club. Hit her up. Since we're talking about, the social club and, history that it has, and sometimes a place has a negative history. Obviously the social club doesn't. We have good memories with that. But sometimes, you know, places they are
carry
affected.
a load.
They just carry a significant load, like that
Thick load.
that place across from the social club. What I want to do is go into a few places that might have some sort of negative history. I have a couple videos, and I wanna get your opinion on these as well, Izzy.
Are we about to do it?
We are about to do.
Are we about to do it?
Are we
right
about
now?
to do motherfucking J or Nay?
J or Nay?
Do we have
right
the J or
now.
Nay ready?
So,
Wow.
I don't know if you're familiar with J or Nay, but what J or Nay is, we're gonna show videos, and then you're pretty much gonna tell us, J, hell yeah, that's real, I believe it, 100%. Or nay,
Fuck outta here with that
get
shit.
the fuck out of here with that bullshit. All right.
Man,
And so
Pressure.
I'm gullible, yo.
now
No pressure.
Me da miedo.
We shit on our own videos all the time, so,
Yeah, so-
don't ever feel like you need to
No.
believe something just because
no,
of us.
yeah.
like,
We want
let's
your
just
honest
say that.
opinion.
Yeah.
We want your
Alright,
honest
alright, let's
opinion.
Yeah.
And so okay, so I don't have a kid. Izzy, you don't have a kid.
I have 2 dogs.
Oh,
Today's his birthday, actually.
Fur
Shout
babies.
out.
all right.
Shout out fur
Happy
babies.
Okay. You guys obviously have your babies.
Yeah, we
do. Dre, you have
A fur baby as well.
a fur baby as well, yeah.
Shout out Hannah.
Shout out
Look
to
at
Hannah.
her.
Y'all can't see her right now, but she's just vegging right over there, and
With 2 little cute bows
Fucking
on.
yeah,
her.
she got some bows in her.
Fucking
Like,
Little
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
bandana
saying. Like she has
Cutest
some
dog
cute ass
ever.
fucking bows right now.
Hey, she's taking. Don't fucking look at my dog like that.
My bad.
Freak.
I'm sorry.
Calm down, Pepper.
Okay, so whoa.
Get your act together, man. Get your act together, bro.
Why you doing that? I'm gonna play this.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, did you know that Pepper is he was commentator at a UFC MMA match somewhere in Louisiana.
Shit.
Your mouth.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good for
Hell
him.
yeah, I want to hear that
He was
shit.
ringside commentating.
Oh,
That's
man.
pretty awesome, dude. Right on. Congrats,
man's-
Pepper.
Doing-
Well
JR.
done. Well done, Peppa.
The man's
Like
doing
JR?
big and better moves.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
Not like
Like
you
Jim
fucking
Ross?
losers.
Fuck
Is
yeah.
he still in love with? Is he still in love with that horse?
I know, but
He's
he's,
always- you
in
can't
love with
get
the
over
horse,
the
but he
love of the
can't
horse.
fuck it.
I
He's never
know.
gonna fuck it.
I'm just saying. I just want to
He
know
just
if he's
needs
still
to-
hung up. You know,
He just
like
needs to
He's
like,
still hung and hung up.
and
he
both.
needs to
Yeah.
let
Oh,
it.
you have proof?
Yeah,
All right.
I'll show you later.
All right.
Yes.
What I was asking is like, how would you feel if like you moved up into a place and
Yeah.
then shit started happening with your baby, like,
man.
like something started messing with your baby, but you don't know what, so you don't know what it is that you need to do.
Get a new baby.
Get a new baby.
Yeah, it's time for a
throw
new
it
child.
away.
All right,
Just
throw
late.
it.
I-
Baby is
I
defective.
said that twice today.
Fuck
I
outta here.
feel bad about it.
Damn. Fuck out of here, little nigga.
I've always said there should be post-birth abortion. Like you should be able to. This called like adoption, but I mean, yeah, you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you this video. It was a news report of a family, and shit was going down, affecting their baby. And they were scared. They didn't know what exactly they needed to do. But let's check it out really quick, okay?
It is video of the unknown. What is it? Is it real? And what is it doing there? A family in Highland, Michigan believes their house is actually haunted and thinks something is harming their little girl. 7 Action News reporter Alan Campbell went to the home to see for himself.
Man, they probably beating her
It
themselves.
happened here in this room.
That's what I was thinking.
Was
It's my first
inside
thought,
her
immediate.
bed. Caught on camera, something walks in front
Yep.
of her crib.
That
catching
definitely looks
Lily's
like a house
attention.
where they're beating her.
Whatever it is, the family says it needs to
Come
go.
on, man. They can't
It's
even put the
almost like
laundry
she
away.
sees something that we don't.
Aw,
It's an image Heather and Josh say is haunting their home.
It was chilling.
So you see that.
It was that crackhead you were talking
It was
about.
that crackhead.
Like that
Looks
what
like your
if
dad.
factor.
That
Dad
looks like a
meth.
crackhead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He does a lot of crack
He
for
looks
sure.
like he owes money.
What appears to be something
He got
moving in front
zonked
of the
out and he was
baby
just
crib.
walking around
I
that
freaked
dark
out.
ass house.
I stopped what I was doing and I ran upstairs and I grabbed my daughter.
Heather says this so-called ghost scratched her daughter Lily and attacked her too.
It scares
shit.
us that it could do something else. I mean, there was even a morning that I woke up and I had felt like something was around my, like someone's hands were around my neck.
It's
A
probably
team
your
of
man.
paranormal
Yeah.
investigators
Allegedly.
All right.
His father Jim says
Allegedly.
it may be someone who lived in this house before.
The story that I was told was the gentleman that lived here originally committed suicide, apparently. by jumping out this window.
Oh shit!
It's not high enough.
Which is, of course, one
Look, another
story
weird
down.
roof.
The couple says they don't know why this so-called ghost is targeting them.
With roofs, bro.
Okay, so
That's
you
crazy.
you guys saw the figure that
Right.
came across the baby's crib.
Let me just hold on. Don't move a muscle. Don't change anything.
All
I
right.
just want to focus on the still right now, right here, right now. Look at this shit.
Look at this guy.
This motherfucker cannot be bothered by the fact that there is network news in his household. He's gonna have the fucking PlayStation controlling.
He's got that Fortnite
trying to
up.
fucking get them sticks. Cause can I get your attention for a second? Like,
wait, hold on.
You brought us here, motherfucker.
Hey,
like,
hold on, dog. You're gonna need to shut up. I got this shit right now. Hold on. Hey,
Theory. That fool smacked the kid and blamed it on the ghost.
I'm just saying, yo,
and the wife needs attention.
Yeah, and she believed everything he said because she's stupid.
All right, yeah, and I thought that too. Actually, I was thinking that too.
Right.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about that thing
All right, let's
popping
check out that video.
And it seems like the baby notices it too.
All right.
Because it's the dad,
Because
buddy.
it's the dad.
He's locked out of his mind.
Yeah, he's moving quickly, so it doesn't
He's
catch
moving
him.
quickly.
Flash.
It doesn't even move fast.
Yeah, he's just moving fast enough.
Hold on.
Front of her crib, catching Lily's attention.
Bro, they tripped
Whatever
all
it is,
over
the family
it.
says
They tripped on all
it
that
needs to
shit
go.
all over
Trip,
the phone.
right?
It's like she sees something
no
that
way.
we don't.
It's an image Heather and Josh say is haunting.
I don't
their
know,
home.
because that's
It
kind of
was,
transparent. It doesn't look like
chilling.
a
It was
regular
literally
person.
a chill down your
Nah,
spine.
bruh.
Like if you
Like-
notice the
like
baby,
Nah,
what
man.
if factor.
Yeah,
If-
the
if
baby
you-
definitely.
Is this what I just saw?
like if you
Her
notice
home.
the baby,
It
the baby's
was,
solid, but that thing
chilling.
isn't.
It
It
is
was literally a
transparent,
chill
dog.
down your spine.
But it looks very
Like-
easy
like that
to
what if factor.
be able to put that in
Yeah.
there.
Is this what I just saw?
You know?
Caught on the couple's nanny cam video.
It
of
doesn't
That's a
look
that's
so
a
bad.
Jay's shaking
that's
his
a
head
nanny
now.
cam
Something
right
moving
there.
in front
So
of the baby
supposedly
crib.
they got the
I
video from
freaked
the nanny
out.
cam.
I stopped what
And
I was
that's-
doing
I don't
and I
know.
ran
My knees
upstairs
be
and I
looking
grabbed
real
my
freaky
daughter.
on that.
Heather said the so-called ghost scratched her daughter Lily and attacked her
So-called
too.
ghost. So that he's like,
Let me see
now
the scratches.
this bitch is beating her kid and blaming it on ghosts.
That's
Straight
the thing.
up.
That's the thing. They need to either call fucking social
Child-
services,
or maybe
child
They need to
services.
call a
Let me
fucking
check.
nanny to clean up that fucking place,
That's
bro.
just dirty, dude.
Pick up the shit off the ground. Sorry.
But
All right, I'm done talking shit.
But yeah, so
I'm not.
I mean, that's the only thing that's in question. Well, aside from the girl supposedly getting hurt by this thing,
All right.
or what they're saying is this thing, it could be the parents. But as far as what was caught on the nanny cam, I mean, it looks transparent. The baby doesn't, and so that's what caught my attention. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think
Transparente.
it's like something? Because there is a history of somebody committing suicide in the
From a
house.
one-story window. I don't buy that story. That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
shut the fuck up. Don't even bring that up anymore.
Nah.
Even the cop was like, what I was told.
What I was told.
Supposedly.
By these
Supposedly
crackheads.
From
You know?
the neighbor's neighbor.
De la prima de la.
My understanding of it is.
My thing was he was cooking meth and something happened and he ran out butt naked and the kid caught it and he smacked the kid.
That's what she said.
I want to say, yeah, something like that. For yeah.
Okay.
I don't buy it. That's a nay for me.
A nay?
It's going to be a nay for
all
me,
around?
sir.
Yeah.
All right.
I need something scary.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta feel
Okay. So
I mean, watch
You
me
gotta
whip
feel it, ladies and gentlemen.
and watch me nay nay.
All right, so this next one then is this dude. He's just chilling in his home, and apparently things have been happening in his home. You know, he starts hearing noises from the attic door, and he decides to record it. He's like, he freaks out a little bit, but he decides to record it. So actually, let me just move this a little forward. Right. All right, so that thing moves. That was bullshit right there.
That's the Pixar.
So
Chill.
Someone's banging on the wall.
somebody's getting fucked. Right
Somebody's getting their ass fucked.
And that goes into a bathroom.
Huh.
And there's nobody
Did you
in
hear
the
the
bathroom.
toilet?
Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So there's no way that anybody could be against the wall. There's no room. And so.
All right. Could you go back in a few seconds?
Let's rewind.
Yeah.
Let's rewind that again. Okay.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it.
Okay. Hold on.
No. There it is.
Okay. So here he is. He's walking up. He's like, "What the fuck?"
It's the other door.
No. You can
Oh,
see
no,
that
look
door.
at the knob, though.
You can see the knob moving, and you can see the door moving.
I don't see shit.
I don't see the knob moving.
Yeah, me neither.
It's just getting pushed.
Who's
See, I
pushing
just
it,
heard the
man?
toilet. They just flushed it.
And why did he back up and then when it stopped when he was going towards it? It's just an editing trick, I think.
You think it's an editing trick?
Yeah, because watch, play it again. Won't back up.
All right.
I'm convinced that it was the other door.
No, but hold on. Why did he do this? Let me ask you this. Watch how he walks up to it. He gets up close and he takes a step back and then he goes forward again.
I don't think it is the other door.
See how he could have opened it there, but then he kind of like right there he could have opened it, but then he backs up and then he
I
goes
do
forward.
see that it's moving.
It is. I think it's a.
I did see that it's moving.
It is getting pushed.
True
Did
that.
you guys just hear the toilet though?
Yeah.
And there's nobody in there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Now, let me stop this right here.
Ooh.
That's a nice
Jason.
restroom.
Pues aunque esté hasta
All right,
limpio.
all right,
Okay.
all right,
Aunque está
Jason,
limpio,
all right.
listo.
So-
Yay for the toilet. It looks clean.
Yeah, no, this is a good restroom right here. I like it. These people have their shit together.
It's really nice.
Good.
It's really clean.
Except there's no carpet on the floor, so
Yeah.
you would probably slip.
They don't have a PS4 though.
Not in the bathroom.
Yeah, who doesn't have
Okay.
one in their bathroom? Fucking peasant.
So,
Hola, pobres.
what got to me,
La puta pobreza.
if it was a bigger bathroom,
All right.
then I would have been like, okay, they ducked out under the camera.
Yeah, true that. True that.
And we did see the door moving. Or I saw the door moving. I saw the knob moving a little bit. He opens the door.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing there. And
Yeah.
then Izzy says that you hear the toilet.
It
I didn't.
sounded like they closed
Yeah, I
it.
thought his
It
toilet.
sounded like a little clink,
Like a little
clink,
clink,
clink.
really?
Like
Okay.
when, like
I
right,
didn't
like,
hear that. I
like
didn't
right
hear
after you let it go, after you flush it, and it goes
Yeah.
clink, clink.
¿Cómo?
Yeah.
A ver.
Oh, and after watching it for the third time, I do see the door moving now. So
You guys heard it?
yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Huh.
So I honestly don't know. It could be. I mean, was there a window? There was.
Can we keep
No,
going
there's no
real?
window.
Just
This
keep
is
it
one of
playing.
those with
Play it. I
Okay.
want to just watch it till it's done. I want to just. I'm gonna make one point.
You're just gonna watch
Dissect it a
till you
little more?
finish?
I just want to watch until I'm done. I haven't came yet.
Till I'm finished.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I don't. I don't.
Oh yeah, that's it. Oh yeah. All right.
Who leaves their
All right,
toothbrush?
cool. Thanks. I said I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to finish.
Okay, so Izzy, what do you think? What do you think? Jay or nay? And if it's a nay, tell us why.
I think it could possibly be a yay.
Oh,
Because
wow.
crazy shit has happened at my house.
Yeah yo.
Like
shit.
really crazy
Yeah,
shit has
yo.
happened at my house.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
So I believe that if it's possible, I'm trying to see if the clip is real, but it feels like a lot of force. But I definitely think that it could be real because I've seen doorknobs shake before.
Yeah, man, that's
Ooh.
crazy.
Okay.
Kinky.
All right.
Angel.
Kinky.
Jay or nay?
You know what, man? I'm gonna have to give you a semi-chub yay on this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a semi-chub J on this
little
one.
softy. You know
Yeah.
what?
Listen,
I
man.
can work with
I
that.
usually
Listen.
get nothing.
Listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Much like a lot of things in my existence, I know this is bullshit, but I can't prove it. All right. There's more evidence leaning towards this is legit than there isn't, and I don't like that. But I mean, just to like what we said earlier, if it was a bigger restroom and there was
Yeah.
a place for somebody to hide, I'd be like calling all kinds of bullshit.
For
right?
sure.
I still originally thought that it was the other door that was being shaken and
Okay.
moved until I physically saw the door moving
door
on its
moving.
own. Yeah.
I
So,
apologize for nothing.
so I'll give you that something funky's going on here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that it's planned or staged. Something funky is going on there for sure.
All right.
So,
Crazy.
Jay
Crazy.
from me.
All right. All right.
Jay
Yeah.
from me.
Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give it a J
Aye.
until proven otherwise. Because right now, I don't see like a fucking any sort of mechanism that can fucking
Yeah.
the way it did. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't see anything.
Call us if you got. And call us if you got
anything,
another
guys.
If you have an
opinion.
opinion. What's that number, Jimmy?
That's 323-743-3731, or you can comment on us to see what you think, man. Because that one, I don't. I mean, we've dissected a lot of videos, and it's mostly it could be a fucking string,
Yeah.
magnet, something. I don't have anything for that
I
one.
think it's just like the quality of the video was just like right there,
Brightly lit.
clear, and there's no
Like one
nothing
take kinda
visible
thing, yeah.
at least that shows
True
you know,
that.
that door could be moving.
Bap,
with
bap, bap.
Whatever. But okay, cool. Dre, I know you think it's bullshit. Something about clip and that's cool. That's cool. That's why we bring these videos. You know, we want to get.
So Dre can shit on them.
Okay, so
only reason why we're here.
Okay, so this next video that I got, this last one that I have, is a similar situation, different house.
Okay.
This is the one where the guy hears the door moving for the attic door. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out really quick and tell me what you guys think after this video. Yeah. Ay, ¿qué pasó ahí? Ay. Magnets. Okay.
This one, huh?
So this guy starts hearing that shit and he walks up. He's like, "What the fuck?"
But why did he was recording beforehand?
A jerk off
Because
video?
he started hearing it, and then he wanted to record it. I guess to get some sort of evidence. That's what I assume. And so. Okay, so you see the doorknob moving, and you hear banging.
Hello? School doorknob.
Why is he saying hello like that? What country is this?
Hello?
Hello?
It makes it more believable, don't you think?
Something starts fucking banging on the door.
And why is King Koopa in all of these?
That's Jimmy. And it's just stairs, and nobody's there.
Okay, I don't like what's hanging on that
Yeah,
right
you
hand
see
side.
that?
You see
That little cable?
Yeah. I
Okay.
didn't like that.
Oh, and then the door closes by itself.
He should it. No, let's go back though. Let's go back. No. Dissect,
Wait,
dissect,
did she get
dissect.
naked?
No, I don't want it from the
Is that a
beginning. No,
premium?
I don't want it. Get it to where the door opens.
Oh,
Get as
no.
close as you can to where the door opens.
The last video was roaches.
Yeah, for
Puras
sure.
pinches
That was,
cucarachas.
Hello?
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 And I was thinking about
That
that
fool is
cable
not getting
too.
pussy with that voice.
Not at all, bro.
Nah,
He must work for Hulu. Hulu.
So, and I was thinking about I was thinking about that cable on the door too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it's connected to the
Because
doorknob.
when he
Look at the
opens it, it
doorknob.
rips.
Yeah.
Hello?
As soon as
And
he
you see
opens
the doorknob like this.
in the rapid nature that he opens the door, he
I
rips
don't know.
that thing.
It
Look,
kind of
watch.
looks like a cable, like a regular cable.
I don't
That's
think
why.
it
I
wasn't hanging.
it wasn't
It wasn't
hanging.
like it dropped.
All right,
Then what does it do then?
Why is it there?
Why is it there?
No, but all right, look. Watch when he opens it. The cable does not drop.
But it moves.
Play it in slow motion.
But it
Look,
moves.
does.
It's
Go
not-
back.
It was connected to that.
Go
little-
back
you guys
and
saw
play it
that
in slow
on
motion.
the right hand side.
All
Play it in slow
It
mo.
looks like it was connected.
Guys, if you have any opinion of what this is, 323-743-3731.
Where it says HD
please.
with the little that thing.
This
Yep.
little
Yep,
mierda
yep,
right
yep.
here.
Yep.
And then speed.
Yep.
And then
0. Yeah.
Then you
0.5.
do speed.
And then let's
0.5.
do speed so that it's regular speed.
Oh hell yeah! Let's do some speed, guys.
All right.
Yeah, it's like some old
So,
school bikers.
I totally feel like not sleeping for days.
I have work to do.
That's why you get it
Okay.
done.
Help you out.
He opens that.
See, look, it was
Look on the
already
right-hand side.
hanging. It
Why,
was
but
already
why
in that
why was
position.
it there? Is what we're saying. Why is it there? What does it
There's
do?
random wires all over my
What does
house.
it do?
I don't
mean,
know
don't-
what. I
What
don't
does
know
it do?
what that
What
is.
do these wires do?
Which one? Point
Every
one out.
single one of these wires
Point one
has
out.
a purpose. All right.
You
What do any of
motherfucker.
these wires
You
do?
point one out. I'll tell you exactly what it does.
Jimmy's straight shitting on the studio right now to bring a point.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth, Jimbo.
Okay. Let's look at it one more time. And that honestly, if it was tied to the knob, then it would have fallen down. It would have fallen down. It seems like it's already connected to the door.
No, it's making that noise, and when he opens it, it stops. It's banging on the door right now.
Right? And the ghost flies up.
Now it opens. See, now it stops banging.
Well, yeah.
Because he got found out.
Found out.
I don't know, man. This one, I'm gonna go straight
Is
up.
there space in between those stairs?
Who knows?
Like under? Do you see that?
It's a wall.
No, wait.
But
Nah,
I'm thinking,
It's gonna be
I'm
empty.
banking on somebody's up top and was pulling on.
From the top.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. That
Yeah.
wire from the top.
And
I see.
the slamming of the door right there could have easily been done with
Wait,
his foot without.
But somebody's banging on the door. That's not like.
That's what I'm saying. That somebody's up top.
I
Not
saw-
at,
like
not at the
above?
bottom of yeah, because
Yeah,
it's an
yeah,
attic
you
space,
got-
right? So you go upstairs and there's a
Okay.
way to get around from the top.
Okay.
So they
okay.
might be fishing with that line that's right there. You get what I'm saying? Like somebody's up top doing this and banging on it at the same time, like.
Or not even that. Like just, I mean, you could hit something hard enough with a stick. Just clink, clink, clink.
Sure.
What if somebody's in the space up top, like ninja style, with their legs out, just banging?
That's what I mean, bro. Like that's what I'm talking about right now.
I mean that could.
I do that all the time on my. Where am I?
I'm pretty flexible.
Nothing. Never mind.
Oh, come on, man. Where's the sexy music?
Okay. Yeah, put on some sexy music. I need to.
I think it's a nay, bro.
You gonna give it a nay?
I obviously think it's nay.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
I
no,
know
man.
he thinks it's an A. Do you think it's an A too?
I think it's an A.
Okay.
Valiste
okay.
pito.
All right. Jimmy, what do you think?
After the explanation of just reaching down with a pole and be like clack, 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 and be like clack, 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 clack.
Oh man, look at his hands go.
If you just
You know
hit
what?
it.
They might be
I wish
a
the viewers could
J
see his
for me
hands.
now.
Blow it
No?
out your ass.
Clack, clack, clack.
Hey Dre, can we get a visual?
Clack, 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 clack.
Yeah,
Demonstration.
there it is. There
Clack,
it is.
clack.
Demonstration time.
From the top to the bottom.
From the top to the bottom.
Oh yeah. Yup. Nah, man, you gotta start at the base.
You know what? Honestly, yeah. But I think I
He's
would.
allergic to bottom.
Only tops.
Start at the base. Caress the
Work
balls.
your way to the top.
Caress, ladies, caress the balls. Okay?
Please.
Caress the balls.
Please,
I don't
goddammit.
mind.
Fellas.
I don't mind.
Love
Fellas.
the boys. Guys.
Caress
to-
the balls.
Caress the balls. Hashtag caress the balls.
Caress the balls.
Jimmy, what do you say, man?
I'm gonna have to give it an A, only
A as
because
well?
explanation of the top. Now the bathroom one, only because you can't.
There's
get up
nowhere to
with-
run.
Where you
I
gonna
mean, there
flex?
could
Cross
be
face.
fucking ninja right there.
Yeah,
dude,
just like on the top, Spider-Man style.
It might be the same dude. You never
Might
know.
be
This
the
is the
same
same
dude.
channel, right?
Hello?
Like,
Hello? But yeah, all right.
Hello?
So
Hello?
That's all I got. That's all I got for you guys today.
All right, cool.
Those are
All
my
right.
J. At least I got one fucking J.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
I gave it to you.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Mm.
So, all right, so
Nah, you earned it.
We got our first email imploring Jag for help.
What? What do you mean?
So this person emailed the official Jag show at gmail.com, and you guys can do it too, with their paranormal situation, and they pretty much asked us for our opinions. Like,
Go see a doctor.
All right, you go see a doctor.
Yeah,
Jay
I would
says it
definitely
first.
have them go see
All
a doctor.
So, okay, so this person's name is Deja Vu. So
Hey.
if you're listening
So they
out
wanna-
there, Deja
They
Vu,
want to
this
be
is
anonymous?
Hey.
they want to
What's
remain
up?
anonymous,
Okay.
but
I
they
think
want
I
the
met
story
you
to.
before.
All right,
shit
let's-
sounds sexy, though.
Yeah,
phone
Deja
call.
Vu. Oh, phone call. Oh,
Deja.
oh, ding dong. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Hey,
you guys
hey,
got
yo.
me all intense. It's me, Gio again.
Hey, yo.
Hey, we
What
got
up?
his
Check it
attention.
I'm going to go for the first one. And like, usually kids wake up at 5 o'clock. Like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Shout out, yeah.
Okay.
So, I think that was mad because I think he was just butt naked walking around. Because kids when you have kids and they're newborns, they wake up that early. That's why nobody wants you to have kids.
Shout out, yeah.
All right, for sure. I like that.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
All right. The door one. All right. That's weird. But usually people turn off the lights when they go to the restroom.
Oh.
The light was on.
That's the same one for the third one. Like, why would the lights be on in the attic, all the way on top?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Gio, I like you right
Gio, the
now.
scientist.
Gio just took away the only J I was gonna give Jason tonight with that comment right there. Damn, bro.
Like, usually all these ghost shit that I've seen and all that, we always middle of the night. 5,
True that.
6 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
For sure.
So the baby looks like it was wide awake. Real
Yep.
wide awake.
Yep.
And the second one that was weird. That one,
Man, you don't know?
Sabe.
A la lógica, you know?
Sabe.
only if it fits in the restroom, in the toilet, maybe. A little midget. Yeah, we don't know about
I don't know how many little friends they got. Yeah, no,
right?
sure, you're right.
But
Could
the
be a
third
family of little people.
First of all, if you're by yourself at the house, you're not going to say hello. You're going to be like, motherfucker, breathe. Or you're going to be like, hey, motherfucker, I got a gun.
Hey,
Damn, different people, different, like, yeah, right?
I'm not gonna be
I feel you.
I ain't no punk bitch. Get the fuck out my house.
And then the lights are up there.
He sounds,
Like, how the fuck
in
is
his
he by
defense,
himself
this
and the lights
dude,
are up there?
in his defense, this dude sounds like an older gentleman. I'm going to
He
say.
sounds like he's definitely.
Yeah.
from
He's a
somewhere
scared.
Okay, he's an older gentleman, but how the fuck does he know how to use the camera?
I don't know about that. I mean,
Cálmate, viejo.
yeah.
Arthritis. Fucking arthritis is a bitch.
But you smoke entirely
No más
too
porque
much.
todavía. That's ageism, bro.
Ay, ass nigga.
Hello? But that's weird though. Kind of makes it convincing.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
not the little handle moving, it's the door fucking slamming on him. That's what made it convincing. Like, oh shit, what the fuck?
All right.
That was
All right. Hey,
That-
thank you, Gio. Thank you for the
light.
call, my
All right,
man.
take care.
Thank you for letting us know your opinion. We love it.
Yeah, we love you,
All
bro.
right, take
Call
care.
back anytime.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, all right.
He put a new spin on that.
He did.
And he
I
straight
didn't think
fucked
about-
up your J.
I didn't think about
Yeah.
it. I didn't think about the lights.
He
But yeah,
straight
why would he
fucked up
have the
your
lights
J.
on?
That's true,
Fuck.
Maroon.
Yeah, man.
Man.
But I just can't explain the other stuff. That's all.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But back to the request
So
that
you're
we
s-
have.
yeah.
What is it that's going on with us? What-
Okay, all right. So I'm moving forward. So Deja Vu writes with this: Hey Jagsters, I've been terrorized as a
I
child.
prefer Jagoffs, but whatever.
Okay, we can move it to Jagoffs. Hey Jagoffs, I've been terrorized as a child. What I have seen has caused me PTSD and a lifetime of anxiety. Something has been following me since I was about 7 years old. It manifests in my grandparents' house. These are experience, and yes, I believe it's the same entity. It's starting to attack me wherever I go.
Shit.
So Deja Vu goes in for about 5 incidents. My aunt took me and my cousin. I'm the only child to a Disney movie and brought us back to my grandparents' house because she had lived there at the time. We went to tell our grandparents we were home and into the bedroom. My aunt guides us back there and stops at the door. In a serious voice, she tells me not to look. My curiosity gets the better of me, and I peer over to see what looks like to be a man crouching at the side of the bed. He's faceless, but I can catch glimpses of his energy as he moves. He was a complete figure and completely dark blue. He crawled under my grandmother's bed and popped out from the other side and appeared with eyes this time.
Oh.
My aunt shut the door, and she will not talk to me about this at all, and our relationship is strained because of it. My younger cousin remembers this as well.
Trip.
Damn.
So there's other ones, but essentially she just here's another one. My grandmother bought an antique doll at a flea market. As soon as she brought it home, it would move its head throughout the night. At the quietest of times, I could hear it whimpering like a sad dog. I think the entity is using the doll as a vessel.
Trip out.
Yeah, now this thing is following me everywhere. It tries to wake me in my sleep, will stall my car before it happens. My radio wakes up loud, loud bangings in my room. When I look in the mirror for a second glimpse, I can see the blue figure from my childhood staring back at me. I'm terrified and I have had to live on Xanax just to exist. Help me out, Jagsters, Jagoffs. You are my only hope.
First of all, that's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. We are her only hope. Wow.
That's wild. First
that
of all, to
is
have something
crazy.
like that following you everywhere.
Okay, so the way that from what I've heard, from what I've read, the way it works is like if there's a ghost somewhere attached to a place, then that means it was at one point a human being and something happened, maybe a tragic death somewhere,
Crazy.
and that's how they get stuck there. If this entity, from what I heard, if this entity is following her, then that means it's not just a regular ghost. This is some sort of poltergeist. Poltergeists tend to be not necessarily that they used to be human, but something more on the demonic end.
All right.
Wow.
And so, I mean, the only thing that I could recommend, and from what I've read and what I've seen in other cases, is that what seems to work, and I'm not a religious man, I'm just telling you, what seems to work is getting some sort of a priest to either bless or, sage the house.
On some exorcist shit.
Yeah, some exorcist stuff. Now, the thing that she would need to do is convince the church in order to get that exorcist done. If she doesn't convince them, then valió verga.
Damn.
True.
For lack of a better term.
I think I have some valuable information for her.
All right.
Shoot it.
So growing up in my house, a lot of things happened as well. And I think in our house, it was more of like an energy of, it felt like there was a few people there, especially there was like a younger guy that I think he was always in the living room. It's that kind of thing you sort of see, and the
Sure.
things he would do, and he was a jokester kind of thing. I know a lot of people are not believers, but I've had a lot of friends been there when things would happen. Like example, Leslie's watching. Hey,
Oh, what's up,
Leslie?
Leslie? The homegirl, what's up?
So she's been there, and things have happened to her, and we've seen it happen to her in situations where she felt somebody run her fingers across her back, you know, and her shoulders, and we actually saw her hair move like that. So when she went like that, we saw her ponytail move. So we definitely saw what she felt, you know. So
That's
situations, and there was certain scary situations, you know, and it went from simple things, from hearing them yell your name and you going to see if there's anybody there, or did anybody call me, and sometimes they're like no, or sometimes there's nobody there, and it happened to a few of us and several times, and some things, then they started doing more physical things of like, first it was like footsteps running after you, and then you close the door, or then they would stop at your door, or like the shatter of dishes and stuff like that, and then you'd go and the dishes they were okay, you know?
Wow.
And
Crazy.
so there was certain things that we would hear, and like my dad never believed in anything until one day he was taking a nap because he worked in the night, and he was taking a nap, and he said he felt like the bed sort of move. Like, you know, when somebody sits down and your body sort of rolls?
Yeah.
Because they're
Something
like
next
the
to you.
pressure.
Yeah.
And he said he felt his body roll, and then he felt like what sounded like heavy breathing and snarling at the same time, like. And he doesn't ever believe in that, and all the stuff we always told him, he would be like, oh, stop talking, son puras chingaderas, nomás mándalos a la chingada, you know? And that when he told us the story, I was like, well, what'd you say? Lo mandé a la chingada.
Yeah.
You know? They say to
Hell
do
yeah.
that, you know, that's not what I'm saying to do. But one thing that did help us out was one day, for some reason, like a lot of things happened. One time we were at the bar, my mom was making us food, and we're all standing on the other side. It's a Sunday morning, you know, I'm probably like around 11 years old, and my mom's cooking, and you see my mom's weight just shift and gets pulled twice, and not just down, it was like sideways, and she holds on to the bar, and she gets pulled again. And we clearly saw that, and she's like, me jalaron las patas, me jalaron las patas. And it's that kind of thing of like, we clearly saw her not just go down, like she got pulled, you know?
Wow.
That's
So
a trip.
That's
there was-
creepy.
That's
so
scary.
there was a lot of situations where it got scarier and scarier, but like the kid that we saw in the living room, he wasn't scary. He was just like too uncomfortable when he was there.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
So my dog would tell us when he was there. He would bark and bark and bark and bark to that corner. So I would just leave and put an incense and get the hell out of there and get the fuck out of the house, you know? And just stay outside all day. Like, oh, I'm just going to wait till my parents get
Gardening.
home. You know, shoveling over
See,
here.
that's sad. If it was a little kid, I mean, the thing about it is, like, little kids, I mean, they don't know what's going on, you know? And if they all of a sudden, you know, pass away, it's just, you know, definitely something tragic. But, you know, if ghosts are real and they do stick around, then a little kid stuck in a place for all eternity, like, what is it gonna do? That's what the sad thing to think about.
Or he doesn't know
you
he's there.
It's just
Oh, that's true. That's another good point. They might not even be aware of their own existence at that moment, right?
Yeah.
Like they're
Okay.
just kind of autopilot.
on repeat.
Yeah,
on
just
repeat.
over
It
and
could
over.
be. It could be.
You get stuck in that dimension, right?
Yeah, I know that. Speaking from like a strictly medical or like not medical. Yeah, a disclaimer: I'm not a fucking doctor.
You're not?
No,
Oh
no,
my
no,
gosh.
no.
Dr. J
So
right
that
here.
time that
What
you
the fuck?
Don't worry about
that colonoscopy.
Wait a
What was
minute.
that about?
Don't worry about that one.
What?
Okay,
It
Your
was
finger
on
was
the
in my
house.
ass, man.
What?
I was a doctor in another country. I'm just, you know, don't worry about it.
Well, I feel better now.
What?
You'll get tested later.
No wonder you didn't wear gloves.
What?
So my recommendation, Deja Vu, if you're listening, is
Elizabeth Holmes?
usually this kind of thing leads to some sort of trauma that she may have had. If she's had trauma, if you had trauma, personal trauma, it may be manifesting visually to you. So you need to, like, you know, take care of whatever sort of personal things are happening in your life, because from what I've seen from other people's experiences, they kind of tend to gravitate towards, you know, some sort of trauma, negative energy that you have. Kind of sort of feeds to it. So you kind of, you know, have to work on yourself, get your problems sorted out as best you can, and just ask for it to leave. Just you're not welcome. here. You gotta go
Mándalo
home.
a la chingada.
Mándalo a la
Wow.
verga.
What we
Yeah.
ended up doing to mandarlo a la chingada was actually our church. They had not because of the situation that was in, but crazy ass raffle that I entered that I didn't know I entered.
Shout
and
out.
I never win shit. But at church, I happened to win a stay for La Virgen del Rosario.
Okay.
And you know where the church where I was at,
Yeah.
and she was traveling like a pilgrimage,
pilgrimage,
and she was traveling around, and so she was gonna come to LA, so she needed a few homes to stay in.
Crazy.
So I won the raffle somehow. My mom was like, "What the hell? How'd you enter that?" I was like, "I don't remember, but
I don't know, but I got it.
Winner.
So they brought the statue, the holy statue. They brought her by, and it was a whole thing. And there was a rosary, and they came and they prayed every day for 7 days while she was there. And anybody from the LA area was welcome to come pray at her home.
Okay.
So we hosted a lot of faithful, religious people, and they would come, and they didn't know the situation was happening at all. So they came and they prayed for those 7 days. And my mom ended up talking to the priest on the last day and told him what was happening, and he actually went ahead and christened our house, and he put holy water everywhere, all around the house. Everybody prayed, so it was a special prayer. It was the same, it was just a rosary prayer,
Right.
but he went around making the whole house holy. We still have, I'll even have pictures, we still have holy water from that day, and we keep it, and from that same day we still have all that holy water, and my mom showed it to me, and she's like, show them. So
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom, for the holy water. All the holy water. Don't swipe to the right, swipe to the left. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so there's some of it right there.
Right here, that's some of the famous holy water.
That's crazy,
I don't know
dude.
if you can see it, but
Man, they
that's
straight bottled
old,
and
you know,
sold
we've had
that
it since
shit.
We were like 10
That's
years.
crazy.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
crazy.
That's
So
pretty
it
cool.
is. So we've had it since then, and whenever my mom's felt like we needed it, she did it. But honestly, it was 7 days they prayed there, and it wasn't for it. It wasn't an exorcism or anything.
It was
we were
just organic.
hosting
Yeah.
a
It
La
was
Virgen.
organic.
We had her there, you know, mom's
Yeah.
pozole and all that.
For
stuff.
sure, for sure.
And it was a welcome to anybody to come
Yeah,
and
sure,
pray at
sure,
our
sure.
home.
Okay.
So it was 7 days of prayer, and then the last day he did holy water. I don't know if it's any help if you're not religious, but maybe you could get some holy water, you know, just for you to rest easy. Maybe throw in your room, maybe just make you feel better. But my mom also has a smaller little bottle that she likes to carry with her.
She
And
keeps that
on
shit
the
on her
day
person.
of our
Nice.
grand opening, it wasn't as soon as my mom was gonna do it, Danny's mom said, "I got you," and she went ahead and prayed over the shop the first day and threw holy water everywhere.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
So
Super
even
cool.
if you're not a believer, you know, there's a lot of faith in a lot of people that I think it's an energy,
Sure.
and they're just giving it to you, whether you believe in it or not. You know,
But
they're wishing
sometimes
good
you
upon
run, you run with something that's like so positive, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just so fruitful in that it's inspirational.
Yeah.
You know, and isn't that what faith is all about, right? To
Yeah.
believe in something that's
Greater than
inexplicable, right? Yeah.
Deja vu, you know, get some sort of positivity in your life. If you can,
Do
you
some
know, Go to the
research.
church. Yeah, do some research on it first. That's what it seems like. If you're saying that this thing is following you, you know, then it seems like some poltergeist activity that has attached itself to you. It likes you for some
Misery
reason.
loves company.
Yeah,
Serious.
and so you know, you might want to, you know, take that into consideration. And again, do your research, but you know, try to get some positivity in your life, and hopefully, we hope that works for you, and you know that solves your problem.
And if it doesn't, you can't sue us.
because
no,
we're
disclaimer,
not.
disclaimer. I
Disclaimer,
mean-
we're not.
But keep on listening, yeah. And that's it for today. Thank you everybody for showing up.
Shout
Izzy,
out.
Shout out the social club.
let us know exactly where everybody can find you for the social club or your personal Instagram, whatever you want.
Great.
And anything that's coming up
my
as well.
premium Snapchat. We're the social club. We're located on 3817 Tweety Boulevard. We're right next to the Allen Theater on San Gabriel and Tweety. Come and check us out.
Yep.
Really cool place. Check us out online. The social club Califas as well. And check us out for any future shows that we're throwing. We're starting to throw a lot of music shows, and we have a hardcore show coming up.
Nice.
And then check me out, Ghost Fade Killer with a HX in the end. Check out my cuts, and my Sucia page is Ms. Mayhem. You guys want to slide in my DM?
Hey, there it is. Well, thank you
No
for
sugar, babies.
Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for your advice. And until next time, as always, you can find us on Facebook at Official Jag Show, on Twitter at Official Jag Show, on Instagram The Jag Show, and as always on the Super Audio Network, superaudionetwork.com, and soon to be Super Audio Network YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're gonna be out of jail soon.
Out of jail soon.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, if until next time, we love you guys. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Love you guys.
You can also find Jason on Grindr.
Oh yeah, find me on Grindr, fellas with beards specifically. Good night, everyone.